Karnataka caught up with the NASCOM task force Nivruti Rai, who is the head for Intel India, Shrikant, CEO of Fractal Analytics, as well as the Karnataka Health Commissioner Pankaj Pandey, to understand how this platform is being used during this health crisis. Listen in.
Mr. Pandey, let me come to you. Karnataka has seen a spike in cases over the last several days. So, if you can tell us how you plan to use this platform that NASCOM has developed to, help address this situation. And even otherwise, Karnataka has been using several technologies during this pandemic, be it drones, be it remote monitoring, several apps, etc. So, what role do you see technology playing here?
With the opening up of the economy, with the liberalized movement of people across states and all that, we expect like spike in the cases. This was expected. It is not so that it came out of blue for us, and that is where the technology's role will become very important. We have got various applications which are in place, and the integration across these applications is the most crucial factor, and that is where the COVID platform, which has been provided by the NASCOM, will really help us. It will help us in spatially analyzing data on a time wise, age group wise, how the people are moving, which area is going to be the hotspot, which area is emerging as which area had certain cases and it is now being cured, where are the places where testing is required, where we probably need to go for sampling and all that. So that will provide us very important policy decision-making tools. And I'm going forward with more and more people moving and a lot of people going into home quarantine. The quarantine norms are that home quarantine or some kind of quarantine has to be done, and therefore we need very strong technologies which basically rely on artificial intelligence and all that, and that is where I think our friends in NASCOM have come forward, and it will be really, really important tool for us.
Okay. All right, Shrikant, let me come to you next. Fractal Analytics has also worked on the data engineering, data analytics part of this platform. If you can tell us, given that there'll be a huge flow of data through the platform, how do you look at issues of data security, privacy and data protection?
Generally speaking, private information is not available to us. And if it's available, it's under very strict protocol. Most of the information we can actually see, this is a disease where actually government has to make information public. Making transparency is a very important hallmark of this kind of a pandemic. So most of the information actually already public. Even with that public information, we can guide decision making. But sometimes we may need a little granular decision. Again, it's not personal information of any one person. For example, the state of Karnataka has released today the to and fro addresses of all the people who traveled into Karnataka, knowing that 1,100 cases came in the last 1 week from overall. Of that, 900 came from travelers. That data set has been released to public, to everyone. So we can use that data to understand where is the source of the disease coming from. So most of the information is public. No personally identifiable information we are able to access. And by that, anyway, security is maintained. But there are many other privacy safeguards in place to make sure that data is secure and national data is secure for everyone.
Okay. Mr. Pandey, I want to come to you with one, question around the whole data and data privacy matter that was brought up a couple of months ago, because in March the Karnataka government had released a whole list of the people who were asked to quarantine, including their details such as their address and their mobile numbers, etc., and that was seen as a big data breach. So how have you addressed that, and how do you ensure that that doesn't happen again?
Just to clarify, we did not release the mobile numbers at all. We just released their addresses. We wanted the people in that or the community to know that, okay, around my neighborhood, there's a person who has come, is an international traveler, and therefore we have to ensure that that the person stays in home quarantine. So we again, what we have done today, as Shrikant told, we had just released the addresses, and there was very good impact because of this. We had some cases of people not staying in home quarantine, violating the home quarantine, and giving up their responsibility of staying at home. So the community was pitched in. They use this data, and in my own apartment where I live, I found that okay, there are 5-6 people who have come in my apartment, and therefore the association took a very strong stand and told that hey, you stay in home quarantine, you don't come out, don't walk, because the people around you, the vulnerable group, the aged people, those who are immunocompromised, those who have undergone some kind of heart transplant, some kind of transplant, they are under danger because of your behavior, and therefore you stay. So that was that there were certain misapprehensions, but when we explained that the mobile numbers have not been given, it's just the address which has been made public, and the people understood.
All right. I mean, no, you did say that there's a good impact from what you did in terms of releasing those addresses, but of course there is a privacy concern. So, are you saying that when it comes to an pandemic like this, the larger good actually takes the priority over a person's private details?
The state government, NASCOM, all of us are very, very careful when it comes to privacy. But the information which is of greater public good and which will basically help us in installing the infection to grow, we definitely will look at the greater public good, and probably uh, by releasing the address, yeah, obviously there was some apprehension that suppose someone is living alone and all that, what happens to that? So we were, but obviously the greater public good takes over, and we were very careful, and Bangalore is what Bangalore is, pretty safe city. So we took this calculated risk, which was there, which was there for greater public good, and that has become a role model in the other places also. And later on, we had the movement of the COVID positive person, how the person has moved in the last 14 days. The entire flow diagram was also given, how the person, so that people know that okay, this person has visited this public place, and therefore I should inform the government. I become a contact for that person.
Nivriti, let me come to you. Do you see a lot more governments now adopting this platform? Is NASCOM talking to more governments? And, even after COVID, do you see such platforms being important for state governments to address overall health management and health issues in the country?
NASCOM platform has been leveraged in Kerala, has been leveraged in Maharashtra, and has been leveraged in Telangana. But each one of them had, their own requirements based on the state that they are in. And to tell you that this platform can be leveraged for multiple use cases. What Telangana is using, this platform is very different from what Karnataka is using. They are looking at, tracking of the industries, how the industrial areas are going to be open, what's the impact going to be, a lot more different use case than what Karnataka is doing.
So Nivriti, are you saying that you are talking with the central government as well to adopt this platform?
Yes, my answer is yes. We just started. Over the last week, we started talking to the central government to see how, we can leverage this entire platform for the benefit of the country.
All right. So